And we begin with breaking news just in at 5 o'clock. The city of Charleston will hold a meeting tomorrow to discuss whether to enforce a mask mandate. This would apply to any indoor building where the public could enter, including schools. Right now, masks are required in all city-owned buildings, and Charleston County Council will decide on a mask mandate in their meeting. That's on Thursday. We will keep you posted on air and online about what's being decided. A special board meeting for Charleston County School District just got underway behind those doors. As we first reported today, the board will discuss whether a mask mandate should go into effect before school starts on Wednesday. This is more than 2,500 new cases of COVID were reported today. Our Ann Emerson's at CCSD headquarters. She's talked to board members all day. And Ann, what can the board do tonight?
Well, here right behind me, you can see what's going on. There's some protesters that have gathered. They have signs. They are concerned about a possible mask mandate going into effect. And honestly, that's exactly what the board is going to be looking at. They can take a vote if they want to. They can require masks if they want to. And I heard from one board member tonight that is certainly on the cards. Now, that would be from Vice Chair Courtney Waters. She says that in light of the rising COVID numbers, she's planning on the board taking action. Right now, board members are meeting behind closed doors with their lawyers. The lawyers will tell them how this will affect the district and its funding. And why is this concerning? State law says the district will lose its state money if it requires masks. Waters says hopefully the state will not be playing that card.
I think that what's happening is that everyone is looking to someone to set the standard, right? The lawyers can only give us advice based on what the law says, and what the law says we know is terribly flawed. And so, I think that when you're in a position like this, you have to be willing to go it alone sometimes. Something else that we've been talking about.
Alone, but not without support, says Waters. She says that an overwhelming number of constituents do want their kids to be safe and will wear masks. But she says you can't play down how hard it will be to enforce a mask mandate if the state is not on board. Now, we are going to hear in a little while at 6 p.m. from another board member who says, yes, that enforcement is an issue. And as you can see behind me, these are folks who have come here to the board meeting while it's still in closed session. I think they're planning on going upstairs when it opens up. They want their voices to be heard. Some of these folks say they don't want a mask on their kids, so we can already see how this is a real hot button issue tonight. Working for you, I'm Ann Emerson, ABC News 4. All
right, Ann, thank you. And also just into our newsroom right now, 2 Lowcountry high school football teams are now under quarantine after a COVID exposure. Lucy Beckham High School in Mount Pleasant will be out for 2 weeks. That's their JV team. Charleston County will also be out for the next 2 weeks, meaning games on the 20th, the 26th, and the 26th are canceled. The teams will be out of quarantine on the 28th.
The data have been released within the past week showing that we have now hit an all-time high for pediatric COVID hospitalizations across the country.
Over 1,000 South Carolina doctors are on the same page tonight. They want school districts to be able to make their own choices about mask mandates. They spoke with our Tara Jabor. What's driving their message tonight, Tara, and how are they hoping to get it across?
Dean, the physicians I talked with today said that children suffering from the Delta variant is driving this petition. They're hoping the governor and the General Assembly will listen and make a change when it comes to mandates that restrict healthcare measures.
Over 1,000 South Carolina physician signatures.
A lot of physicians are very worried about what's going to happen when school starts. And unfortunately, many decisions are being made without the input of our public health officials or our physicians.
Dr. Elizabeth Mack is a pediatric critical care physician in the Lowcountry. She's concerned about the rising cases.
The outpatient offices are flooded with kids with RSV, COVID, and other viruses. And then, of course, the usual illnesses that kids get as well. And then the inpatient worlds are also functioning under very tight restrictions related to bed capacity around the country.
She says masks and the vaccine are the answer to a safe school year because they're proven to work.
Pediatrics for decades, children who are immunocompromised have been masking without problems. Honestly, we've been taking care of these kids as young as one, with masks on, kids with cancer or other autoimmune diseases.
Plus, a mask is safe.
Many kids are used to it by now. Also, I think it's important to know that the science is clear. It is not bad for kids' mental health. It's not bad for kids' breathing, and it's not bad for kids learning. What is bad for children's learning is not being in school.
Both physicians say the goal of the petition is about one thing: protecting children.
I wear my mask for me and for you. So the kids wear their masks both for themselves, but also for the other kids.
If masking will protect just one child from dying or just a couple of kids from severe hospitalization, isn't it worth it?
And tomorrow at 11 a.m., the South Carolina chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics is hosting a press conference with DHEC about masks in schools. We'll, of course, keep you updated.
A Berkeley County deputy is in the hospital tonight fighting for his life. While on the way to a call early Saturday morning, Deputy Joshua Whitmore's vehicle was hit. That driver now charged with driving under the influence. Our Natalie Spalla spoke with the sheriff today, who says deputy injuries resulting from impaired drivers are becoming a frightening trend across our country.
We've had 5 deputies injured in the last few years by a drunk driver. It's a trend that we're very concerned about.
The Berkeley County community is wrapping its arms around Deputy Joshua Whitmore, following an incident Sheriff Dwayne Lewis says never should have happened.
For Josh doing his job, he's out here protecting the citizens of Berkeley County, trying to make a difference in people's lives.
When responding to a call early Saturday morning, Whitmore's patrol car was hit. The driver, 49-year-old Judd Novak of North Charleston, now charged with felony DUI, causing great bodily injury. He appeared in bond court Monday morning amongst Whitmore's fellow deputies and father.
My son is a hero. He's a far better man than me.
The judge granted a $100,000 surety bond, along with a no-contact condition between Novak and the Whitmores. He must also complete a substance evaluation and have ignition interlock devices installed in any and all vehicles he uses.
Basically, in-car breathalyzers. We want to get to the point where every person convicted of DUI has to have one of those on their car for some period of time.
It's the #1 thing Mothers Against Drunk Driving is calling for at the state level. It's also something 34 other states already enforce, according to Burritt.
The more we can require that of people who have shown propensity for bad decision making, the safer we'll be. Lives will be saved.
Sheriff Lewis also wants to see stricter DUI law changes come from Columbia, specifically involving drivers.
They can refuse the breathalyzer test. They can refuse all those things. I think there should be more of a harsher penalty if you refuse to take the test, because the test is part of the evidence.
For now, their mission continues to protect those who protect others.
They're so much a part of who keeps us safe from impaired drivers. It hurts that much more to see them hurt themselves.
Thankful for a community's overwhelming response to tragic circumstances.
When things like this happen to us, we see the good in the people of this county and this state.